from the point. He scores! Great goal right off the draw. The wraparound, unbelievable save. Drop the puck inside the goal.
All right, now it's time for the opening face-off for today's game. Face-off won by White. Into the attacking zone with a wrist shot. Mowed down.
Lots of contact there.
Brings it out. Chara gets shoved.
That rattled him pretty well.
Fires! Misses! White shoots the puck over the glass.
Holy cow, he got his bell rung on that one. That was a big hit.
They're getting ready for the face-off. And the face-off is won by Heatley. At center. In over the line. Over the line. He gets roughed up by Trombley.
That was a heavy hit.
McEachran. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Passed over. Taken out.
He's taken out of the play.
Into the attacking zone. Takes it behind the net. Nurminen hangs on for the whistle. The puck is about to be dropped. Face-off won by Hossa. In front. Thrashed. Shoots it quickly. Shot is blocked by Kovalchuk. Played across. Brings it out. In over the line. Shove. Brings it out. Over the line. Hard wrist shot by Hossa. He scores!
This is what's so great about the wrist shot. It's not as fast as a slap shot, but it's quicker to get off and way more accurate.
A quick lead can be a warning for the opposition.
At this point, the other coach must think he's up against a powerhouse.
Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Kovalchuk. In front. Hard wrist shot by McEachran. Goes behind the net. Oh, he hit the post. Moved across. Brings it out. Over the line. Out of their defensive end. Atlanta puts its checking line out. Shove. Alfredson. Rocked.
That'll rattle your teeth.
Brings it out. Across. In over the line. Havlat has been nailed for hooking. Atlanta is about to go to work on its first power play of the game. Let's see if they can cash in.
You want to establish a good power play early, even if you don't score. It builds confidence and keeps momentum going.
Senators just dump the puck in. Over center. Into the attacking zone. Brings it out. Up through center. Over the blue line. Checked.
That was a tough hit.
Flattened. Brings it out. In over the line. White gets checked. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Wrist shot by Heatley. Hasek hangs on for the whistle.
Oh, Jim, you can see by the look on his face, he can't believe he didn't beat the goalie with that one.
We're ready for the face-off. The face-off goes to Ottawa. Brings it out. There's a minute gone by on this current man advantage, and they haven't been able to muster up a whole lot of offense.
Well, they have to start spreading out, getting the puck to the point, and firing the puck on goal.
Havlat is going to the box for hooking. Atlanta loses a man and gives up the power play.
Yeah, they were hoping to get a little more mileage out of it. Now they'll have to play some 4-on-4.
Brings it out. Over the line. He gets pushed by Hossa. In front. Gets the backhand shot off. Hasek covers up. Ottawa is one of the hardest working teams in the league.
This is a tough physical team. They take the body hard, and they play the game the way it's supposed to be played.
The ref is signaling for the faceoff. A faceoff win for the Atlanta Thrashers. Saved by Hasek. Fisher out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Brings it out. Keatley controls the puck. In all alone. The ref indicates a delayed call against Ottawa. Phillips will serve time for hooking. And you can see the coach here doesn't like that call, and he's having a word with the official. And the faceoff is won by Hossa. Brings it out. In over the line. Nurminen turns it away. And he covers up for the faceoff. The players are lined up and ready for the faceoff. Faceoff won by Hossa. Pass to the point. In front. Nurminen made the huge save. Out of their defensive end. Havlid leaves the box and turns the play from a 4-on-4 into a power play for his team. Over the blue line. Right in front. Into the attacking zone. Bumped by Chara. Advances the puck. Over the line. Big hit.
You can't hit much harder than that.
In over the line. Knocked over.
What a hit! Run over. A big, clean hit. Hit. Jim, that's old-time hockey.
Over the blue line. He gets roughed up by Alfredson. In front. Gets the shot off. Hasek covers up for the whistle.
Jim, you can see emotions are starting to run high. There's been a lot of pushing and shoving after the whistle.
The action's about to start. The faceoff goes to Atlanta. Phillips sees his penalty expire and jumps back on the ice. Hasek made the brilliant save. Rocked.
That was a great check.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. 18,000 referees in the stands call the penalty. The two that count will not. Out of their defensive end, Ottawa's going to make a change. Turned over. Over the line. He gets leveled by Phillips.
Lined him up and knocked him down.
In over the line. Push. Passed across. Shoots quickly. Takes it behind the net. Shove. In front. Gets the shot off. Played over. Atlanta is under relentless pressure. Into the attacking zone. Passed ahead. Brings it out. Over the line. Rubbed off the puck by Simpson. Kovalchuk moves it ahead. Great save by Hasek. Up along the boards. Mowed down. Nice hit. Out of their defensive end. Ottawa puts its checking line up. Over the blue line. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Nurminen reached out for the puck. Corso. Over the line. Muscled off the puck. Mad scramble. Brings it out. Coast to coast. Wrist shot by Van Allen. Just wide of the net. Quick puck movement. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Center. Santara. Shoots quickly. Hasek hangs on for the whistle. What really impresses me about this guy is how quick he gets across the crease.
Well, he likes to stand tall in there, and that makes it easy to get post to post.
An Ottawa faceoff win. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Caberlet roughs him up.
He slammed him big time.
Brings it out. Over the line. Knocked down.
Now that's physical play.
Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Hossa shoots the puck. Havlid stops the shot. In front. Over the blue line.
How about that deke? He really hung him out to...
McEachran scores! Top shelf!
The goalie had no chance on that one, Jim. Take a look at how he unloaded that wrist shot. Nice goal.
Atlanta did not want to go to the dressing room down by one.
In that case, they certainly came through, Jim.
He gets worked over by Tremblay. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. McEachran gets leveled. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Rubbed off the puck. Alfredson shoots it. Kovalchuk grabbed it. The Thrashers are going to make a change.
Hit full contact.
Brings it out. Over the blue line. Saved by Nurminen. Across. Heatley in over the line. Big hit.
He felt that one.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Ottawa is very concerned about the injury to their player.
They don't know what happened. All they can see is that one of their teammates is down on the ice.
Havlin gets called for roughing.
His team will have to get on without him for the next 2 minutes.
Ottawa will get a second chance on the power play here. Face-off won by White. Hossa corrals the puck right in front. Heatley brings it out. Over the line. He gets laid out by Redden. Over the blue line. In front. Great save by Nurminen. He freezes the puck. Hossa hasn't been firing the puck much, but he's managed to put one in.
Well, obviously, he's got the scoring ability. He just needs to get more shots. Sometimes you've got to make your own opportunities.
Senators win the faceoff. In over the line. Caberlet gives him the rough stuff. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Mowed down.
Great hustle and a great hit.
And the horn signals the end of the first period. We head into the break with the score tied 1-1.
10%. Do your part for the environment and take public transit to and from the game.
The teams are returning to the ice as we get ready for the second period. They're getting ready for the faceoff. White wins the faceoff. He gets taken out by Bondra.
That's real action.
Over the line. Cranked him.
He got slammed into on that one.
Over the blue line. Moved up, brings it out. In over the line. Bowled over.
No ducking that one.
Checked.
That's what you call a big-time hit.
White, weak shot. Nurminen covers up.
You always have to keep your head up. If you don't, that's exactly what happens.
The players are lining up at the face-off circle. White won the draw. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. He gets shoved. Brings it out. Over the line. Caberlet works him over. Goes behind his net. Aubin brings it out. Ottawa is now 0 for 2 on the power play.
Hit! That was a huge check.
Played across. Over the blue line. He gets rocked by Sutton.
Lines him up and sends him down.
Into the attacking zone. Hard wrist shot by Aubin. Blocked. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Rocked.
No shortage of physical play here.
Brings it out. Passed across. In over the line. In behind. Ottawa's going to make a change. He gets run over by Majewski.
He took him down.
Brings it out. Over the blue line. Shove. Kovalchuk. Into the attacking zone. He gets hit by Majewski. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets rocked up by Alfredson.
No mercy on that play.
Out of their defensive end. Fisher shoots the puck. Brings it out. End to end. He gets out-muscled.
He's really throwing his weight around.
Brings it out. In over the line. Rink-wide pass. It's passed across by McEachran. Over the line. Shove. Circling the net. Saved by Hasek. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets checked by Havilid. Hossa shoots the puck. Leg save by Nurminen. He hangs on to the puck. This game's looking a little bit like ping pong from here. They just keep dumping it back and forth over the lines.
Well, Jim, sooner or later, one of these teams has to start getting some shots.
About to drop the puck. And the faceoff is won by Hossa. Quick shot from the left. Out of their defensive end. End to end. Hasek turned him away. Into the attacking zone. Nurminen turned it away.
Shot wide, he missed the net.
Over center. In over the line. Checked. Brings it out. Big hit over the line. In the corner. Majewski out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Knocked over. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets hammered by Aubin.
Sends him packing.
Over the line. He gets laid out by Redden.
He dropped the hammer on him.
Over. Into the attacking zone. He gets bowled over by Heatley. Over the blue line. In the corner. The crowd's upset. No penalty call. One-time shot blocked. In over the line. He gets taken out by Chara. Over the line. Run over. Moved across. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Out of their defensive end. Coast to coast. Shoved. In front. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets rocked by Alfredson. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets pushed by Kovalchuk. Quick puck movement. Nurminen hangs on for the whistle. Simpson is at his best when he doesn't have the puck.
Now, you're right, Jim. He's not the best stick handler, but he usually takes the body and clears the front of the goal. He's a model defenseman.
The ref is ready to drop the puck. Aubin wins the faceoff. Cranked him.
He took a big hit there.
In over the line. Flattened. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. In front. Nurminen stoned him. Kozlov brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Cranked him.
That was a hard check.
Brings it out. Over the blue line. Scores! Looks like he was screened.
He let go of the wrist shot, and it paid off handsomely with that goal.
That's right. You don't always have to wind up with a big slapper to get it past the keeper. Hossa won the draw. Thrashed.
Now that was a wake-up call.
Over the line. In front. Great save. Brings it out. In over the line. Bumped off the puck. Tremblay moves it ahead. He gets run over.
He really took it to him.
Over center. Into the attacking zone. Heatley. Run over.
That was an intimidating blow.
Up through center. Shoots the puck. Blocked. Pushed off the puck. Redden gets laid out. Short pass. Up through center. Over the line. Thrashed. Hit. In over the line. Hard wrist shot by Hossa. Stick save. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. It's passed over by Heatley. Played out. One-timer. Misses. Chara out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Shoots! He scores to make it 3-1.
Now let's take a look at that one on the replay, Jim. Look at how well he executes the wrister to find the back of the net. What a beauty!
With a 2-goal lead late in the second, their biggest enemy might be themselves.
No question, Jim. A lot of guys start to lose their focus when they get a big lead.
He gets taken out.
Jim, that's how you earn respect in this game.
The Senators come in offside. Chara is making the most of his opportunities. You have to give him that.
He's only had one shot on goal, and he scored on it.
Let's see if his teammates will start feeding him the puck. The puck is about to be dropped. Face-off won by Heatley. Passed up to the neutral zone. Over the line. Crushed. Brings it out. In over the line. In the corner. He gets stapled by XOP. Passed ahead. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Shoved. Moved over by Alfredson. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Bondra gets thrashed.
He won't forget that one.
In over the line. Mowed down. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Hit. In front. Redden gets checked.
That hit leveled him.
Over the blue line. He gets run over by Alfredson. Brings it out. In over the line. Moved across. Out of their defensive end. And there's the horn to end the second. 3-1's the score as we head to the break.
Show up in the vintage jersey for the next game and get a ticket for a free vote for any of our concession stands.
That'll conclude the second intermission as we get ready to start the third period. They're getting ready for the face-off. The face-off goes to Atlanta. Heatley gets checked. Shoots! Hasek made the save. And he hangs onto the puck for the whistle.
With one goal to his credit, this man is doing what he can to get them the win.
He's proven that he can follow through when an opportunity opens up. And the face-off is won by Heatley. Right in front. Turned away. Rocked. In front. Flattened.
That's going to leave a mark.
Over the line. Caberlet gets shoved. Passed up to the neutral zone. Over the blue line. Brings it out. In over the line. Knocked him off the puck. Quick puck movement. Right in front. Great save by Nurminen. Hossa shoots the puck. Blocked by Haviland. Nurminen covers up for the whistle.
Jim, this is an emotional game, but right now the coach has to be feeling the heat for that missed call.
You can see right here the reason for this argument. We're ready for the face-off. The face-off goes to the Senators. He gets roughed up by Tremblay. Brings it out. McEachran now with the puck. Havlat grabbed it. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Passed ahead. Push. Delayed penalty coming up for Atlanta. Sutton is going off for hooking. Ottawa will go on the power play once again. They weren't able to capitalize on their first power play. Let's see if they can do it here. Brings it out. Hasek hangs on for the whistle. This guy gets down quickly and takes away the entire bottom of the net.
Jim, you have to lift the puck up to beat his butterfly style. If it's on the ice, he's going to get a pad on.
Face-off won by White. Advances the puck. Over the blue line. Centers it. Quick shot. Saved by Nurminen. Through center. Into the attacking zone. Brings it out. Over the line. Leveled. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets worked over by Chara. Out of their defensive end. Ottawa's going to make a change. Hit. Chara, one-timer. Nurminen gets a leg on it. He hangs on to the puck. The players are lined up and ready for the faceoff. And the faceoff is won by White. Brings it out. In over the line. Chara blocks the shot. Knocked down.
Jim, that one had to hurt.
Into the attacking zone. In front. Nurminen freezes the puck. The ref is signaling for the faceoff. An Ottawa faceoff win. He gets bowled over by Haviland. Nurminen covers up. The action's about to start. White wins the faceoff. Played back. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Chara levels him.
This is serious.
Run over. Brings it out. Ottawa continues to struggle on the power play. They're now 0 for 3. Sutton now has the puck. In over the line. Roughed up.
He's a tough guy, but that was a hard hit.
It's played up by Majewski. Crushed. Into the attacking zone. In front. Nurminen hangs on for the whistle. They're getting ready for the faceoff. Senators win that draw. He gets roughed up by Heatley.
He leveled him.
Nurminen made the save. Passed ahead. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Sent flying. Hossa brings it out. In over the line. Passed across. Goes behind his net. Into the attacking zone. In front. Brilliant save. Stick save. Over the blue line. Knocked over.
That one rattled his cage.
Brings it out. McEachran in over the line. Shoots. Hasek gets a pad on it. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Checked. Moved over. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Rubbed off the puck. Alfredson grabbed it. Brings it out. In over the line. Schaefer gets hit. Laid out. Moved ahead. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Shoved. Coughed up by Haviland. Brings it out. Ottawa puts its second line out. Leveled. Over the blue line. Hasek makes the pad save. He freezes the puck. About to drop the puck. Heatley won the draw. He gets shouldered by Havlat. Into the attacking zone. Shove. Right in front. Nurminen freezes the puck. The ref is ready to drop the puck. Face-off won by Hossa. Across. In over the line. Moved ahead by Havlat. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Muscled off the puck. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Sent flying. Shoots the puck. Pad save. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Right in front. Laid out. McEachran. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. He gives up the puck. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets shoved by Havelit. In front. With a weak shot. Nurminen covers up for the whistle. No goals yet for this guy, but he was instrumental in getting at least 1 point on the board.
Well, you do what you can. If you can't be the star, you can still help out your teammates.
Heatley wins the faceoff. Into the attacking zone. He gets laid out by Chara. Brings it out. In over the line. Over, taken out. Out of their defensive end. Bondra pushes him. McEachran fires. Blocked. Over the line. Bumped by Sutton. Passed across. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets hit by Chara. Played across. Heatley. Brings it out. Up through center. Larson. Shoots it. Moved up. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Fires it.
Not a great shot.
Brings it out. Rocked. In over the line. Brings it out. Ottawa's going to make a change. Played up. One times it. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Taken out. Havlat. Into the attacking zone. Bondra gets pushed. In the corner. Alfredson now with the puck. Shoved. Passed across. Brings it out. Atlanta makes a line change. Santana. Hard shot. Brings it out. He gets hit by Heatley. A solid check. In over the line. Fires. Hasek got a leg on it. Over the blue line. He gets leveled by Sutton. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Hit. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Shoved. Moved across. Brings it out. In over the line. Shooting hard. Scores! I think he was screened.
A good wrist shot is hard to stop, and that was a good wrist shot.
Atlanta has a tiny window of opportunity to tie this game.
Less than 60 seconds wide, as a matter of fact.
Havlat corrals the puck over the blue line. Big hit. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Shove. He scores, and we're tied at 3.
What a sweet wrist shot right there. He just picked his spot and snapped it home.
Staves off a loss with a stunning goal here in the final minute.
Even if they lose after the third period, Jim, they can't take away that goal. Well done.
Into the attacking zone. McEachran now with the puck. In over the line. Pass to the point. Played back. In front. Hasek makes the brilliant save. Caberlet really jumps into the play well. I haven't seen him get caught pinching yet.
Well, he anticipates where the play is moving so well, and he adjusts to make the most of his opportunity.
And the faceoff is won by Aubin. Centered. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Right in front. He gets checked by Majewski. Brings it out. In over the line. A delayed penalty call against Ottawa. Havlat has been nailed for interference.
I think he's a little surprised at getting the 2-minute minor.
Face-off won by White. Brings it out.
Both teams are tied at the end of regulation, so it'll have to be decided in overtime.
Where you'll see your favorite players compete in exciting events such as hardest shot, fastest skater, and the breakaway competition.
Welcome back to the first overtime period.
This game could end at any moment, so puck possession will be critical.
The puck is about to be dropped. The faceoff goes to Ottawa. Over the blue line. It's played back by Heatley. Havlin grabbed it in front. Glove save by Hasek. He covers up.
You better keep your head up or you're going to be knocked on your rear end.
They're getting ready for the faceoff. An Ottawa faceoff win. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Brings it out. He gets rocked by White.
He delivered a message with that one.
Rocked. Mowed down. In over the line. Bumped off the puck. Hasek moves it ahead. Over the line. Saved by Nurminen. A lateral pass. Big hit. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Hard wrist shot by Alfredson. Nurminen freezes the puck.
Jim, there's been a lot of extra activity after the whistle, and you can see the refs are trying to get control and break things up.
We're ready for the faceoff. The faceoff goes to the Senators. Redden gives up the puck. Into the attacking zone. Right in front. Kovalchuk shoots the puck. Hasek covers up. The players are lined up and ready for the faceoff. And the faceoff is won by White. Out of their defensive end. Nurminen hangs on for the whistle. The ref is signaling for the faceoff. The faceoff goes to Ottawa. In front. Stick save by Nurminen. Over the line. Hit. Mowed down. Pass back. Havlat sends this game back to 5-on-5 now that he's left the box. Hasek hangs on for the whistle. The action's about to start. Face-off won by Smolinski. Across, brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Checked. In over the line. Rubbed off the puck by Hossa. Heatley grabbed it. McEachran grabbed it. Cranked him. He gets bowled over by Volchenkov. Sent flying. A lateral pass. Kovalchuk all alone. Right in front. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Havlat. In front. Big save. And now a fight's broken out.
A couple of battlers right here. Away they go.
was an impressive job. He really handled himself well.
And it comes at a very important juncture of the game.
That could be enough to set a fire under his teammates down the stretch. They're getting ready for the faceoff. Heatley won the draw. Moved over the line. Crushed. Hit. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Alfredson gets dropped. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Atlanta puts its checking line out. Brings it out. Over the line. Over, right in front. Nurminen hangs on for the whistle. About to drop the puck. The faceoff goes to Ottawa. Hossa shoots it quickly. Across. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Mowed down.
That's an impressive hit.
Kozlov, cannonading shot. Out of their defensive end. End to end. Checked. Brings it out. Over the line. Knocked down. Brings it out. Passed over the blue line. Thrashed. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Bowled over. Hasek covers up for the whistle. The ref is ready to drop the puck. A face-off win for the Atlanta Thrashers. Hasek got a pad on it. Intercepted in the slot. Hit. Brings it out. Over the line. In front. Nurminen stones him. In over the line. Checked. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Offside, Ottawa. The players are lining up at the face-off circle. And the face-off is won by Heatley. Over the blue line. Knocked down. Brings it out. End to end. It's played up by Majewski. In over the line. He gets out-muscled by Tremblay. He gets run over by Heatley. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. McEachran gets bowled over. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Schaefer blocked in the corner. Hit. Brings it out. In over the line. Tremblay gets roughed up. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Hard wrist shot by Fisher. Blocked. Breakaway. He gets hit by Redden. In front. Hasek freezes the puck. The faceoff goes to the Thrashers. Right in front. Santara gets the shot off. Hasek covers up. They're getting ready for the faceoff. Faceoff won by Heatley. Brings it out. End to end. He gets roughed up by DeVries out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. McEachran is in all alone. Cranks one. Hasek stones him cold. In front. Brings it up. In over the line. Turned aside. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. McEachran corrals the puck. Turned away by Hasek. Hossa out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Shoved. Brings it out. Over the line. Havlat knocks him off the puck. Brings it out. In over the line. Shoved. Right in front. Nurminen gets the wood on it. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Knocked down. Over. Over the blue line. Shoved. The Thrashers are going to make a change. He gets leveled by DeVries. Advances the puck. Brings it out. Havlid. Over the line. Mowed down. Brings it out. Passed over by DeVries. Thrashed. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Played across. Brings it out. Ottawa's going to make a change. Over the blue line. Checked. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets rocked by Volchenkov. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. In front. Nurminen slams the door shut. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Moved over by Heatley. Right in front. Hasek with a stick save. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Hit. Hossa shoots the puck. It goes wide. Moved up. Into the attacking zone. Vijay. Wrist shot. Over the line. Nurminen turns it aside. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Played over. Alfredson went short. Brings it out. Over the line. Brings it out. It's moved over by Fisher. Shoots it!
A missed opportunity there.
Saved by Nurminen. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Shoved. Passed over. McEachran. Brings it out. In over the line. Fisher gets smoked. Long pass. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Hasek made the save. Alfredson. Over the line. Shoved. Right in front. Nurminen hangs on for the whistle. We're ready for the face-off. And the face-off is won by Hossa. He gets laid out by Heatley. Simpson went short. Goes behind the net. Centering pass by Bondra. One time! Ottawa applying tremendous pressure here. Nurminen covers up for the whistle. The players are lined up and ready for the face-off. The face-off goes to Atlanta. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Bowled over. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Pushed. Rocked in front. Nurminen closes the door. Moved ahead. Brings it out. Over the line. Shoved. Brings it out. In over the line. Moved over. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Bowled over. Tremblay. Brings it out. Knocked down. Over the blue line. Across. Over the line. In front. Fires hard. Nurminen covers up. The ref is signaling for the faceoff. Faceoff won by Van Allen. Cranked him. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets bowled over by Neal. Brings it out. He gets worked over by Kovalchuk. Into the attacking zone. Moved up. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Nurminen made the save. Brings it out. End to end. Run over. Brings it out. Ottawa makes a line change. Knocked him off the puck. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Shoots the puck. Kovalchuk scores top. And that ends this one. Ottawa lost this game and trails the series by 1.
Check the puck for cracks after that slap.
No doubt. Good thing it didn't hit the goalie. Might have knocked him into the net as well. From the Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, this is Jim Houston with Craig Simpson.
From all the team here at EA Sports, we'll see you next time.
You